This should be fun. Oh my god, stop! Okay.
I was talking about
the arresting of a black reporter?
Like, you're racializing it when it could have been just very well just about a reporter. It had nothing to do with his ethnicity. I wasn't addressing ethnicity in any sort of way. So the public...
You're literally pulling an All Lives Matter right now. That's literally what you're doing.
No, he's not.
Like, black people are trying to have their moment showing, hey, here's another example of white cops killing black people. Not poor people, not wealthy people killing poor, not capital owners, but white people killing black people, murdering black people in the street. And you're coming...
Dude, it's not just white people killing black people, Destiny. That's not all that's happening. It's white cops killing black people. And then that connects to a whole bigger conversation on the axis of race, yes, but also the axis of class about, because people will say, oh, yeah, what about the fact that cops kill white people? Yes, cops also kill white people. Cops kill poor people more than they do rich people. The conversation about why cops exist in the first place, to protect capital that Destiny doesn't want to have, so he just makes it singularly about race. Destiny is a liberal, and I just, like, I want to make that very clear. Like, this is liberalism.
I mean, it's like, don't forget, guys, class is involved too. Don't forget about class.
This is liberal identity politics, to say that class is not involved in... First of all, the George Floyd murder, yeah, class was definitely involved in that. Class is involved in a lot of police killings of black people.
Too, like, you're literally like all lives mattering the debate. Like, well, it's not just black people, it's all poor people. Like,
that's not what all lives matter means, and that's not the functional meaning of all lives matter either when conservatives and worse say it.
What's up, my dude, Arena?
oh shit,
Racist waves, what's up?
colonizer wave. Wait, is he a colonizer too?
Wait, MindWaves, before we go any further, I think it's important that you let everyone know that I truly was the one that was fighting the indigenous people before it was trendy and cool. Can you just confirm?
Dan, I don't care about you in the slightest, okay? Chill.
Damn.
Whoa.
Are you okay, Dan?
Very aggressive, honestly.
All right. Yeah, so I guess we're just like here to talk about the tweet because you seem to be going on a very I don't know,
Which one?
spree of like anti-leftist tweets again.
Oh yeah, making anything having to do with the George guy about class is super duper cringe.
Dude, how isn't it?
Okay, I would agree that like making like class reductionist takes would be
Any
bad.
class takes is super cringe. When a racist cop killing happens, to try to make this tied into class at all is classic white people hijacking black people's movements. Amen.
That's just liberal identity politics. Destiny is just pulling a liberal it poll here.
And brothers and sisters in chat.
Okay, do you subscribe to like a intersectional view of oppression?
Yep.
No. What?
Or are you shooting?
No, that's
Oh wait,
fine.
there's a guy right there.
He's not willing to admit the fact that class factors into racist cop killings.
Hold on one second, I'm about to intersectional this guy's ass. One second.
Sure, let me know when you're ready. Yeah.
You coming down? Oh. Oh, he's lit in here, Dan. Good luck.
On the roof?
No, in like the room. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it just picked up your... Why did it pick up your gun? Why?
Slam it, Dan. Slam it harder.
Just to like explain my position a little bit more right here in the beginning of this video, in case I look like a racist yet again, folks. I don't... Oh, fuck me. I don't deny... Like, I'm not doing a class reductionism here. I'm doing an intersectionality. I'm not saying that it wasn't... that they're not racist cop killings. My position is based on the fact that, yeah, black people commit more crime, blah, blah, blah. You know, 1350, watch Vosh's video explaining it. It's not actually 1350. That's a bad stat. It's based on I don't even remember the details, but I don't even know why I'm holding my mic like this, but the reason why is because poverty causes crime. Black people are poorer in this country due to systemic racism. That's a class issue. That has to do with economics. That's the part of the position that I'm bringing in with this.
I had that guy fucking dead to rights and your stupid fucking gun picked up in my hands. Oh my god, that's triggering.
Okay, hit us up, MindWaves, real quick.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what you think like the purpose of my initial tweet was, because I feel like you're trying to claim that I was making a class reductionist take, which just was not what I was trying to address in the tweet.
Hold on.
I can link it to you if you want.
Yeah, link me that one. Oh, police in America are an occupying force more concerned with order and protecting capital than protecting the public. Yeah, you took like a racist thing and you made it about class. That's what you're doing right now, right?
Wait,
no,
what?
Not at all, actually.
Police in America are an occupying force more concerned with order and protecting capital than protecting the public. Yeah, you took like a racist thing and you made it about class. That's what you're doing right now.
No. All racism in America is also about class. It's about both, Destiny.
Right?
No, not at all. Actually, I was speaking towards like the interests of the police not being in line with the average citizen, and instead being in line with maintaining order and protecting power. Yeah,
protecting capital with the average citizen. We're not talking about the average citizen or capital. We're talking about white people doing bad things to black people, though. So you understand? You've taken a white versus black thing and you've made it about class.
It was never just a white versus black thing. It's also a cop versus person thing.
I think I'm addressing like the reason that these protests started.
If you're not, you're incredibly tone deaf because you're literally tweeting about police while there are like historic riots and stuff happening. It's possible you could be not talking about this at all and you're just randomly tweeting about stuff, but...
No. There was a video it was attached to. You know what it was contained in that video, right?
Let me go.
Come on, you should at least know what you're attacking before you like mad tweet. I don't know.
Oh, it was a black reporter being arrested by white police. This makes your tweet even worse. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm talking about how police are so willing to lock up journalists that are trying to like report on the condition on the ground of these riots for no other reason than their reporting threatens their power. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, why would you even make it about race in the first place? Like, what, like...
Yeah, do you disagree with that?
Not necessarily. I just think it's really cringe to, like, hijack, like, what's very clearly the black community is treating this as, like, race-related issues and trying to make it about, like, class and ACAB and shit like that.
Dude. It's the cops! It's not like some random white guy killed George Floyd. It was a cop. That's like, Destiny is fucking debate bro brain.
Yeah, so I don't know. This is my problem. I feel like you're trying to impose your impression of how like the leftist Twitter sphere has addressed these issues instead of like how I specifically was addressing these issues.
Sure. So you're saying
right?
police
I
in
feel like
America are an
you're
occupying
projecting
force more concerned with order than protecting capital and protecting the public. You're giving an ACAB take. You're saying all cops are bastards because the main tenet of that belief is that police only exist to protect capital. And you're taking an example of a black reporter being arrested by... Yes,
I don't agree with that at all. I don't think
okay, what part of that don't you agree with?
I don't agree that like I'm trying to paint police as like only being interested in protecting capital, right? Like that is not my take at all.
The take is that that's the systemic function that they serve. It's not like it's, all they do is protect property and shit. It's like we're talking about on the level of system, not literally like individual actions.
You're focusing so hard on the word capital, trying to like paint me as a class reductionist. When the point I was trying to make is that like their prioritization of the public.
Yeah, this is literally just Destiny being belligerent and starting fights over nothing.
Is below that
Capital.
of maintaining order and capital. Yeah.
Well, maintaining order is to protect capital. You're saying the same thing twice, right?
no.
Okay.
I mean, they're
Wait, so
closely
wait.
linked, but like these
no,
are two
no,
different
hold on.
concepts.
They
yeah.
are different concepts, but to you they're the same. Because a reasonable person would argue, well, protecting order is actually part of protecting the public, which is part of the reason why police exist, is to protect order, to make it so that public people aren't getting killed. When I say public, I mean like a random person is getting killed or robbed from or whatever.
Sure,
but when you say
protecting
concerned with order here,
like,
you mean
being
not.
concerned with order is a broader issue than just protecting capital.
What else
right?
is it concerned with?
So like maintaining order is like not just protecting capital, but also like stifling any sort of like civil upheaval.
Civil upheaval against what?
What do you mean?
The cops, racism, which will all involve some kind of capital. We live in capitalism. All these buildings down these street are owned by companies.
Civil upheaval against
The,
what?
the state.
The state or capital owners?
Yeah,
Or both. The state protects the capital
the
owners.
state.
Okay, so you think that we should constantly have political upheaval against the state. What do you mean by that?
What? Am I
Wait,
missing something here?
Wait, what? What was the question?
So like, you think that we should constantly be, like, attacking the state, or that, like, we shouldn't protect the order of, like, the state? Like, we shouldn't enforce law? What do you mean by that? I'm trying to figure out what you mean by that. Like, should they not be concerned with...
Do you think that when I made this tweet, I was, like, saying that, like, the police shouldn't be concerned with order or protecting capital?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think you do know, because I don't think that you actually knew my intentions behind this tweet. What I was saying is that, like, while I do view, like, maintaining order and protecting capital to some degree necessary in society, it should not be the top priority, right? You shouldn't be prioritizing maintaining order so that you can...
Yeah, he's literally saying they are more concerned with this than this.
like, arrest and detain.
Destiny's he literally, it's like, to some extent I feel like Destiny is just like disingenuous and like a disingenuous actor, because it's like he just picks belligerent fights over random nothing. Like, he just nitpicks, and like the whole lefty like performative rage that he just goes on every single time he talks to a leftist and like talks about a leftist. It's like, it's almost like he just turned against the left for content.
I mean, like,
Members of
maintaining
the
for me,
media.
like, maintaining order is in line with protecting the public. Like, that seems to be
It sometimes is, but it's not always.
okay. So I don't know exactly how you mean that, and you follow up maintaining order with protecting capital.
Maintaining order is bigger than just the public. It's maintaining the social order, which part of the public might be against, protesting against, perhaps. Whether you make that a race issue or a class issue, or you do the base thing like me and you do both, because it's all both.
Feels like that's the gist. That's like the direction that you're headed in with there.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't know what you mean when you say maintaining order. I think maintaining order in general is probably a good thing, to have a society that, like, follows laws, pays its taxes, like, doesn't murder each other all the time, like, has rules. I think in general, maintaining order is good. So when you say an occupying force is more concerned with order than protecting the public, oh, well, it sounds like you're talking about a different kind of order there. Well, what other kind of order could you be talking about? Well, you follow up order with protecting capital. Oh, it sounds like you're talking about, like, protecting an established system of oppression that's ran by capital that oppresses, like, the worker. That's what it sounds. That's like, I think it's a pretty fair, like, straightforward reading of your tweet.
Why is MindWaves trying to like run away from that?
Hi, Dest.
Yeah, I don't know how else I could read that. Like,
Is MindWaves actually not a leftist?
yeah.
Yeah, so to be more clear, I guess, in the intentions on the tweet, when I say an occupying force more concerned with order and protecting capital, I'm saying that, like, police first and foremost serve to like maintain order and like protect the state and capital before the public. Yeah, like, I'm not saying that these two things, like maintaining order and protecting capital, aren't necessary.
I mean,
in
like, you're
society.
literally, like, the first reply in your thing is literally, I prefer fuck the police. And then someone says protecting capital, and you says, yup, true, smiley face. Like, it feels like you're hardcore just hiding your power level here. I don't know why, like... I don't know if you're arguing in good faith right now, or
Wait,
you're
what
just.
comments are you referring to?
I'm just looking right underneath your tweet. Like, you literally have, like, fuck the police, smiley face. Yep, true, protecting Capitol, smiley face. Like, it's literally right here.
Yep, true.
Yeah, in response to somebody saying, quote unquote, protecting Capitol.
Yeah, do you think that like that is the role of police, right?
No, of course not.
To some degree?
Maybe to some degree, no.
What do you mean? It absolutely is. Like the
I think the role of the police is protecting private property,
is a
yeah.
key essential role of the police.
Not just protecting
It's part of protecting capital.
Capitol. Like, if you call them to your house or whatever, they'll come as well.
To protect what? Your house?
Sure, but we're talking about like the broader. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely.
Which would also be capital.
What do you mean? But like historically, the police has always maintained order in relations to the state and the people, right?
Yeah.
And it's always protected capital and private property.
And personal property, yeah.
Yeah. So like when I say like I don't know what you bringing up fuck the police smiley face has anything to do with like class reductionism or me replying yeah true to quote unquote protecting capital.
I'm not saying
like,
that this has.
how does that make me?
I'm
How
not
does that make me?
Because I'm not saying this has anything to do with class reductionism. What I'm saying is you're trying to make it about class. Okay. You're bringing class into this, and that's incredibly stupid. First of all, these police are arresting like a.
Absolutely not.
Why is that incredibly stupid?
It'd be stupid not to.
Right?
Isn't the reporter being arrested here like literally? Is this a famous reporter? Is he like wealthy?
What do you think? No. What?
Really? You know that? Who's the reporter being arrested? I mean,
Why does Destiny have such a problem with bringing the conversation of capital into it, even if it is, and like, why is MindWaves also just like replying with like trying to act like he's not doing what he's doing? This is actually real annoying.
I mean, he works for CNN, so I don't know if he's like a famous reporter or not.
What does this have to do with anything? Even if he was the richest fucking, even if he was like part of the capitalist class, even if he was Jeff Bezos, what's the point?
Well, because then it has absolutely nothing to do with class. It's the rich being arrested. What do you mean?
Okay, so that's not how intersectionality works. You realize that like things can be both about racism and classism as well, right? That like these two intersect in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so the problem is that you have a black man that was murdered broad daylight by white cops and nothing happened until people started rioting. And you come in, well, what about class? It's like when gamers are like, well, what about the men? Whenever like feminists complain about something, you literally do it.
I didn't do that at
No
all.
one is
I
talking
actually
about.
didn't.
No one
I
on the
didn't.
ground or
I didn't
anyone
do
that's
that
like
at all,
directly affected
Destiny.
by
You're
this.
You're strawmanning me
No.
just like you did in the initial tweet.
No,
What do you mean?
literally,
I never
no
said
one
that
is
this is
talking.
all about class, guys. Hey, this isn't about
it's
racism.
not- I didn't
this is
say
about class.
you're strawmanning a strawman to me. I'm not saying you said it was all about class. I'm saying to bring class in at all is cringe as fuck. This is a race-related issue
absolutely
with
not.
the police.
No, this is. Do you believe class plays a factor in racism?
It can play a factor in it, but racism exists as its own independent paradigm, independent of class.
Well, no form of oppression
This is where Desi and I disagree.
exists independently of another.
Of course they can. Some forms, not all forms of oppression are completely reliant on other things to exist. Like, racism can be a thing all on its own. You can be racist against people regardless of their class.
I know, but like that doesn't.
Yeah,
mean
that doesn't mean they're not connected as systems.
these two issues, racism and classism, doesn't doesn't intersect. Of course, you can be on an interpersonal basis racist to somebody else on the basis of their race or skin color, etc. Right? But we are talking about systematic racism, like structures of oppression that make black people a lower class.
Okay.
You agree, right?
No, absolutely not.
Okay
You're giving me the cringiest class reductionist take right now. So it
is about class
Well, now
reductionism.
it is. Yeah, you're like pulling it. You're trying to use intersectional arguments to make a race issue. This is a race issue. The cop killing shit had to be that was a race issue, and the riots right
It's
now
a class issue as
no,
well.
okay,
But
all
I'm
right.
not even addressing class in this tweet.
Okay. I mean, you literally are. When you put the words protecting capital, I don't know if you think I just don't watch any of these conversations. It's like the biggest dog whistle in the world. That's why you're getting replies like ACAB and protecting capital.
Destiny,
Like
what you're doing is you're projecting your like view of the Twitter sphere, like leftists on there, like to me. Like I am not addressing like classes in any way being like the main issue.
it's not about it being
in
the
this
main
problem.
issue. It's that even if you make it a 49% issue, it's just not what's being talked about right now. People aren't here to talk about class when a white cop murders a black man. We don't know if the white cop belongs to, like, I guess if he's part of the ACAB class. We don't know if the black man was wealthy or not. It's not about class. It's about the fact that it was another black man that got murdered by white cops that
The
appeared to
ACAB
not be charged with
class?
anything. That was the issue. It has nothing to do with class.
I agree with you. I want to make it very clear that I agree with you that the main pressing issue with all this riots, the whole the killing of the dude in Minnesota, that it's all about or that it's mainly about racism, right? Like,
This
yeah,
guy
we should
is
be fighting, we should be
ridiculous.
pushing back against systematic oppression and racism, right? That's obviously the case. But
why
like,
talk about
my
class
take
at all
here-
here?
My take here is simply that like the police will act in their best interests before the public. Like I don't know how you're trying to say that this tweet is in any way construed as like making the entirety of this situation in Minneapolis about class. Like I just don't see it.
I mean,
All I'm saying, I said one time that like, yeah,
Your
class
tweet- do you
obviously
disagree
plays a
that-
factor in racism, and now you're trying to say I'm class reductionist.
your
this
tweet is
seems
literally
completely disingenuous.
ACAB. Do you understand that, or do you disagree with that?
When you say my tweet is basically ACAB, what do you mean by that?
When you consider police as merely an occupying force that's there to protect capital and establish order for the state, that is ACAB. That's what ACAB means. Do you disagree with that? Do we need to talk about what ACAB means?
No, I do disagree with that. I mean, I
Okay,
think that,
what do you
like,
think ACAB means?
I think people that like espouse ACAB do like subscribe to a lot of the similar ideas, absolutely. But like, I personally take issue with ACAB as well because I think that it makes it more about individualist, like sort of like actors within the system instead of the
No, it
system
doesn't.
overall.
What? No, ACAB
No, it doesn't.
is literally about the system overall. What do you mean?
Yeah, Destiny is right about that. MindWaves is... Whoa. That might be... I might hate that take more than the take that Destiny had originally in the first part of the video, dude. Holy shit. ACAB is about the system. I can't believe... Wow. Wow, dude.
It can be.
No, that's
Big
literally what
brains.
ACAB is. ACAB is if somebody says, well, not all cops are bad, ACAB literally says, well, of course not all cops are bad. We're talking about the system exists as a whole. ACAB says
Yeah, that's literally why I made the Define the Terms video about it, Destiny. Thank you.
the police in America are an occupying force that are more concerned with order and protecting capital than protecting the public. It's literally like what ACAB
Right.
is.
The problem is that if you go up to any anarchist and you ask them what ACAB means, you're probably going to get 50 million different answers depending on who you ask, right? It's never
I would expect a stupid take like that from somebody like Destiny, not somebody like you, but apparently I'm wrong.
the same fucking thing.
Holy
I disagree
shit.
with the usage of ACAB, but I stand by a lot of like what the sort of like anti-police sentiment is. Yeah, absolutely.
Ugh.
Okay, I guess we just totally don't agree on what ACAB means then. I don't know. Like, when I hear ACAB, and when I've heard
People call me a rad lib.
it described a million times in the past, when I've seen leftists use it on Twitter, on YouTube, when they say
Wait,
ACAB,
why are we debating ACAB? I never invoked ACAB.
because that's what your tweet is. Your tweet is essentially just saying ACAB in more words.
Show me where I said ACAB, Destiny, please.
When you say that police in America are an occupying force that are more
The person who is annoying me in this video is entirely flipped from Destiny to MindWaves now.
concerned with protecting capital than protecting the public, that's an ACAB statement. That's literally by
what
definition.
part of my tweet do you disagree with? Even if it's ACAB, I'll give you that.
I don't think
'cause I'm not gonna
police
argue
exist
here.
to
Like,
protect
pedantic
capital and
fucking, like,
order
oh,
for the
this is ACAB.
capitalists. I don't think that's what police are for. I think that police can do good as well. That police are a necessary force in America. We probably need to maintain law and order and to help fellow citizens. I don't think police are inherently this oppressive and horrible institutional structure. If I did believe that, I would
Do
be
you
an
think that I
ACAB.
said that police are inherently occupying forces that are concerned with order and protecting capital over the public?
Yes.
You think that I think that is inherently what police are? That it cannot exist in any other like form?
Yes.
Okay, well that's just not true. Because
Okay.
while I
That's
view
not
I'm-
ACAB either. That's not ACAB either. Obviously, the thing that follows is create police in a better form, where they wouldn't even be anything like capitalist bourgeois cops at all, but
I'm not one of those fucking dipshit LARPing fucking anarchists that say we don't need police, we just need community fucking watches or whatever the fuck meme they say, right? I am 100% in favor of police. I just think that we need substantial reform to the degree where we like solve all these issues, to where they're no longer an occupying force and actually do take into account the well-being of the public over anything else.
Oh, this is so cringy, dude. Holy shit. I am anti-police, by the way. I don't... Destiny arguing with MindWaves to this extent is depressing to me. It's like we're never... The left is actually never going to make progress, ever, ever, ever.
Okay, what do you mean?
I mean, I agree with what you just said, but your tweet here is hardcore dog whistling. I don't know if you're doing it intentionally or not, but...
Oh, come on, Destiny. This is so dumb. I'm gonna go like through all your tweets and like make the most
Yeah, do it. That's fine. Do it. I'll argue and defend everything on my tweet. But look at you. Look at this here. Might it interest you in some ACAB? I prefer fuck the police, smiley. Like, dude, if I were to put you up against like Nazis or fucking anti-black people or whatever, like you're doing the same type of shit here. Now you're just like, oh no, it's not about ACAB. You're literally agreeing with the guy right here saying may it interest you in some ACAB with a fucking smiley face. I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone right now. What are you talking about?
Wait. I said,
Is Destiny actually unironically equating ACAB to Nazis?
For
and
fuck the
fucking
police.
White supremacy? What? Then he doesn't actually understand that it's about the system and not individuals. He's literally pulling a skeptic, bend the terms so that, oh, the left are the real bigots. God.
What issue do you have with
This
that
is pain to me. This is pain. I'm only halfway through it.
statement?
You're a slippery one, MindWaves. Nothing,
I'm not
I guess.
slippery.
You're right.
You're the
I'm
one
sorry.
being slippery. You're just okaying me and like playing dumb.
I like all the tweets from black community members today in Minnesota that are getting ass mad at fucking all these white lefties that are out here trying to make this shit about class.
Have a conversation
when no
about my
one
tweet
else...
instead of your fucking strawman Twitter
It's
leftist
not a strawman
fucking
Twitter.
construction
You
that you're trying to
basically,
argue against.
you saw, okay, I understand. Listen, I sympathize with you because like you, I also am white, okay? You saw a black guy getting killed by the cops and you're like, this is some bullshit. I want to make it about me, okay? And how can I make it about me? Oh, well, police in America are like
this
an
isn't
occupying
about me
force.
in any
Yeah, it
way.
is. It's
This
about
is
being able to
about the
push
police.
our
This is
fucking
about how
white
the
social...
No, what the fuck? Oh my god, Destiny is doing his white socialist thing again. Holy shit.
Shit.
The
Amen,
police
brother.
interests are not in any way aligned with the public's.
Listen, I agree with you, okay? When black people get killed by the cops, they hog all the fucking attention for weeks. It's bullshit, okay? We need to get more white people out there reminding people it's about class, not race, okay? And that's what we should be focusing on, and fuck all the race shit, okay? Because who really cares about race in America?
Not race. He literally said it's about both, which it is.
Not class.
You're strawmanning me, and you know it.
I'm not. I'm agreeing with you. I'm here to fight alongside you, my socialist brother.
No, you're not. Stop being pedantic.
Can you
It's-
mail me? I
it's
ran
so
a Che Guevara shirt. I don't see how you could not read this as anything other than like listen, I know you guys want to talk about race right now, but can I please talk about class
Honestly,
again?
if you spent your entire fucking Twitter presence arguing against dipshit lefties and then you saw a tweet like this, I can see how like you being in that sphere and like your blind hatred for leftists could make you interpret this tweet in a super fucking uncharitable way. But this is why I think that you probably should get off Twitter, dude. Your fucking takes keep getting
You
cringier
are
and
part
cringier.
of that cringe leftosphere that I fight with on Twitter. I don't know if you know that. So the idea that you exist in some separate manner is hilarious. Firstly. Secondly, literally anybody
I don't even know if I want to finish this video, guys. I don't even...
that knows anything about ACAB will read your tweet the exact same way that I do. Thirdly, even if I didn't read it that way, your replies to your tweet replies absolutely solidify.
I do. I am ACAB, and I did read it the way that Destiny read it. But I liked it for that and I think I retweeted it as well.
By my original reading of your tweet. So there's like no way that you could possibly be correct here. Like,
Do you think that being anti police is like the same as being class reductionist?
do I think what?
like being anti-police is like the same as like being class reductionist or anything.
Not
like that.
necessarily, but they usually go hand in hand. But when you start tweeting about how
So
yes,
I couldn't,
yeah,
I couldn't
generally
be like anti-police, pro like justice reform, etc. Without being like a class reductionist.
people that are generally for the disbandment of the police, or people that think that police serve as a tool of the capitalist, are generally leftists. Yes, generally, yes, that's generally true. Now, not always. There might be people that are non-socialists that believe that our police are bad or whatever.
Well, I mean, I am a leftist, right? But like what I'm saying right here is not in any way class reductionist like you're claiming. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know where.
It reminds me of like
the
when
only
conservatives
way
want to
that-
mass
The
shooting.
only way that you could support that argument that I'm being class reductionist with this tweet is if you impose like other people's intentions on the website onto me. That's it.
I mean,
Like,
you
you
literally
can- you
talk
can read
about
this
police
tweet
here.
and-
You don't have race anywhere in this tweet. Like, you're literally talking about police in America. And
Does he have to bring up racism in the tweet? In every single thing about every single thing around this issue? Does he have to bring up race every single time he says something about it?
occupying force that are concerned with
I
order
can
and protecting
address
capital rather
police
than.
officers without addressing race directly.
Yeah,
Don't
you know you
agree?
can, but that seems a little bit cringe when the whole reason
This pointless belligerence, dude.
we're talking about police right now is because a white cop killed a black innocent man on the street. Seems kind of weird
I
to talk
wasn't
about that without talking about
the killing of him. I was talking about
the arresting of a black reporter. Like,
You're racializing it when it could have been just very well just about a reporter. It had nothing to do with his ethnicity. I wasn't addressing ethnicity in any sort of way.
I understand because you guys never seem to want to, huh? I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, if you don't want to make it about race or you don't want to address race or talk about race, that's fine. But that's what the
Do you
whole
think
rest
that
of the
the
country is talking
like,
about right now. Like,
I mean, maybe it's true, but do you think that the only reason that dude got arrested was because he's black? You realize he wasn't the only one arrested, right?
no, but the whole instigation for all of this had to do with racialized issues. Like,
Yeah, and I'm making a comment about police in regards to police locking up journalists. I can have this conversation without addressing the broader issue of racism.
nothing
right?
here had to
Right,
do with
exactly.
police arresting journalists. In fact, even Hassan's tweet earlier would have been better there, where Hassan was saying, like, freest
How fast it comes up.
country in the world, by the way, there's your American freedom, when a journalist is getting arrested. That was a decent tweet. Having to do with, like, a journalist being arrested. Your tweet has nothing to do with arresting journalists at all. It's literally just like,
It's
here's my
speaking-
ACAB
it's
take.
speaking towards the interests of the cops.
Who cares even if he does have a fucking ACAB take? Why do you think that's some white agenda, Destiny? Oh yeah, because you're just a liberal id poll guy now. God. I think I'm over this one. I think we just have to call it quits here, honestly. I just don't care. I just literally don't. Oh God, I'm fucking. Oh my God, why do I keep opening it?
While they're engaging in this behavior. What do you mean?
Nothing in your tweet says anything about arresting journalists.
Okay, I guess we're just gonna ignore like the
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done watching this stupid debate. I apologize for any racism I engaged in this video as well.